Hi friends, this is Carmen. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. I've got a wonderful video for you today. It's almost the end of July, can you believe it? And I've got some plants to share with you that have really stood out for me this month as far as growth and longevity, as far as a couple of plants that I've had for quite a while and that are doing well. So I want to share those with you as we get to the middle of the year, almost at Christmas. Yes, one can dream. And I'll show you those in just a moment, so let's get to it. Okay, so let's start off with some plants that are outside in the balcony. And in July, you know, we're in the middle of the toughest time for the balcony plants here in Phoenix because of the heat. Thank goodness our summer this year has been actually mild compared to last year. You know, we've only had a few days that have been over 110. Most of them have been down in the 100 or 105, which I know still sounds hot, but trust me, that is considered a mild July for us. So I haven't lost a lot of plants out there over the summer. They've been thriving. One of them is this cactus, this Mexican fence post cactus. Look at that beauty. And I've had this, I got this at Plant Stand of Arizona, and I've had it, I'd have to look up the exact month that I got it, but I want to say about 6 months. And it is literally doubled in size, height-wise, from when I got it. It's just growing straight up, which is what Mexican fence post cactus do. They go very straight columnar, and they're used as natural fence posts, natural barriers in a lot of ranches in Mexico and Texas and such. So this beauty here requires very little watering, and it's in the Tank's Green Stuff cactus mix. It's very free draining. And I do have it placed where it gets just a dabble of morning sun because I don't want to scorch it, even though I think it can handle pretty good amount of sun. I'm just being a little bit extra careful with them, and I'm really happy with how she's growing. Just nice and tall and big, and I can hardly wait to, you know, see what size she is in once I've had her a full year. So that's the Mexican fence post cactus. Now, the next one is kind of big. So, this is, turn around. This is the Portulacara afra macro gigantea, where the leaves are much larger in size compared to the regular elephant bush. And look how much, I'll probably have to get some other footage of her, but look how tall it's getting. Now this is the one I've mentioned to you a couple of times where I want to grow this one in a tree form. It's got a really nice thick trunk down there, and I'd like for that to grow up. Very soon I'm going to start clipping these smaller branches down here, so it'll start getting more branches up here and start growing up into a tree form. But he is off to such a wonderful start. I can't believe the amount of growth. I got this at Whitfield Nursery, local nursery here in Gilbert, Arizona, and it was only $10. It's grown probably a good 10 inches, if not a foot, in height here. I do have it outside, morning dappled sun, shade the rest of the time. It's in a ceramic pot but it's in a very fast draining soil. So I've been watering him probably about every 10 days because it's in a ceramic pot, not terracotta. The water doesn't evaporate quite as quickly, so it will stay moist longer. So it's about every 10 days right now in the summertime. And that seems to be doing okay. You know, he's just off to a really great start. And I think by next summer, I'm going to have a really nice tree form African bush macro gigantea. Oh, Lordy. So let me put that one aside. And this beauty is my Pothos Manjula. And I've had her, I got her at Plant Stand of Arizona, I want to say almost a year. Not quite, maybe. She is hanging in my bedroom window, and she's been a slow grower for me compared to the philodendrons, the Brazil, and the silver stripe that I have next to her, even the satin pothos, the Scindaptus. She's been a slow grower. She's got a little bit of burnt because she's in the window there. And this leaf broke, and so I think sometimes the sun can just burn her a little bit. But I try to be real careful not to open the blinds all the way that she will get burned. But I love the variegation that she's still giving off. Really beautiful variegation. One of the things, I have a marble queen right next to her. She's a fast grower, but she's been losing some of the variegation on her. Not quite as white or ivory type of variegation on her as I'd like. But this one, even some of her leaves are coming in all white, and she's still got that larger variegation on her. So she's doing really well as far as the variegation goes. It's just her rate of growth is rather slow, and I think that just goes, you know, for the Manjula. I know my Pothos Enjoy and Pearls and Jade are like that. They're slow growers too, and I just think that that's just the way that some pothos are. They're slower growers than you would expect, like for the golden pothos, obviously, you know, is the king of growth or queen of growth. So this Manjula, it's beautiful. This was a wish list plant for me, and I found it at Plant Stand of Arizona. I believe it was only $20. So yeah. And now I see them, a lot of plant friends are finding them at Lowe's and Home Depot. So that's really great that, again, another plant that was hard to find is becoming a little bit more easily accessible for everyone. So that's wonderful. Now, this philodendron is my Philodendron Royal Queen. She's not as well known as some other philodendrons. This was a gift sent to me a couple of years ago now from Cody at the Plant Channel. And I was so honored to receive her. She had a little bit of issues last year, as you can tell. From right here to right here, she wasn't happy. And she was dropping leaves, wasn't giving off leaves. And then finally, you can tell here at the top, I placed her here in the plant room underneath the grow light there. And I started using the liquid dirt. And all of a sudden, she just started waking up. Her leaves got bigger and they opened up completely, because that was another issue she was having. She wasn't unfurling her leaves all the way, and then they would like rot and drop off before they would even open up all the way. But that seems to have resolved itself, and look at the beautiful burgundy on those leaves. Older ones turn green, you can see there, but the newer ones come in a beautiful burgundy, even underneath. And there's another one unfurling right there. So she's doing well now. I'm going to keep her there underneath that grow light. That seems to be, you know, where she likes it. And the other thing that I started to do for these unfurling leaves, I forget who it was, left me a comment suggesting spritzing it with water, the unfurling leaves, and I've been doing that for some of my philodendrons that have been taking a little while to unfurl, and that seems to help them as far as a little bit of extra humidity. So this philodendron, Royal Queen, is in, I believe this soil here is the Fox Farm Ocean Forest. I haven't changed it out to the Della tanks. This was the Fox Farm, and she seems to be okay in it. I don't really plan on changing her out this year. I'm going to leave her alone, let her grow some more, and continue using the liquid dirt. I've been using it about every 2 to 4 weeks. I am not using it at every watering. And there you go. Philodendron Royal Queen, the queen that she is. And I've had that one for 2 years. Here's another one that I've had for a little while. Aglaonemas. You know how I love my aglaonemas. This is Aglaonema White Dalmatian, and she is in my living room. Right now, let's see, where do I have her now? Because I just moved her. I have her underneath the sofa table right in front of my patio door. And look at the variegation on her. She's so full. So many new leaves coming in. She did bloom just recently. I don't think she has any left. But my other aglaonemas are really blooming. I've got 3 or 4 out there with blooms on them. I like to leave the blooms on them. They look a lot like peace lily blooms. Lots of plant parents do cut them off to save the plant energy from wasting energy on that bloom. I like aglaonema blooms. I leave them on until I see that the bloom is fading, and then I'll cut it off. But she's done blooming, and now she's working on more leaves, and she's just doing wonderful. She's been in this pot. I've had her going on 2 years now. So she's another one that I've had for a little while. So I've had her going on 2 years now, and she's doing wonderful. I've always had her right near the east-facing patio door, and she seems to be fine there. I even had her near the front door in my entryway where she would get a little bit of draft, and she seemed to be okay there. But this Aglaonema White Dalmatian, if you're into variegation, can't get better than that. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. But all of my aglaonemas are doing really, really well now. This is just their time to grow and bloom. So those are the plants that are doing well for me. But I have one more thing to share with you, friends, that I forgot to mention at the beginning. I want to share some subscriber mail with you also. What are you doing? You look like a little teddy bear. Your hair's so long. So recently I got some subscriber mail from another plant parent who has her own business too. Her name is Shantae, and her business, or her website rather, is justhowiplantit.com. I'll leave up here on the screen and down below in the description box. And she makes head planters. And look at this beauty. She sent me this beauty. I love it. Look how regal she looks. She has several different kinds as far as skin tone and headband and earrings, but you can go on her website and check them out. You can fit, oh, I've got the card still in there. You can fit probably a 4 or 5 inch pot in there. I would put a little saucer or something down in there so the water doesn't get down into it, because it's a styrofoam, so it's nice and light. But she's just so regal. I think I'm going to put her up here on the top shelf, so I'll have room for the plant. I'm not quite sure which plant I'm going to place with her, but I want to get something. I may just have to buy a plant. Yeah, I may just have to buy a plant to place in her. So thank you so much, Shantae. I love it. She's beautiful. And she creates these herself, I believe. Look at the lashes on her. I wish I still had lashes like that. Oh. But she's really beautiful. I love it. Like I said, you can select the skin tone, the headband that you like, all of those features you can select. So it is another plant parent, woman-owned business. Go ahead and check her out and give her some support. Check out her channel too. I really love her aesthetic look in her home. She has a very boho vibe look to her home as far as how she styles her plants, which I really love. So I get a lot of inspiration from her and the way she styles her home and her plants. So thanks again, Shantae. I love it. So friends, thank you so much for joining me today. If you love my July plants, I think you're really going to enjoy my June plants, and I will leave a link for them right up here for you. Make sure you give this video a like before you leave, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos and any of this fun. I will see you in the next video, friends. Thanks so much. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.